Hello guys, how are you? I keep meaning to get back into this game. I want to find out what's going on. Anyway, the ladies are here in the library. They were doing some studying and research, and little Gretchen here in the middle, of course, is clearly helping. So, explore through Veins of Scarlet. Veins of Scarlet. That sounds like a vampire tale to me, but this is a history of Scarlet Hollow Mines. Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Appalachian folk monsters. Reading is for suckers. Let Kanika and Stella do the work. No. Wow. You know what? Let's just start. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as captain of the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. This Andrew Jackson Scarlet, that's a thing that I have relatives in the States that have done that too. Named all the boys in the family. Girls could just have any old name, but the guys had to be named for some American hero type thing. There was Theodore Roosevelt, insert last name. There was Herbert Hoover, insert last name. I think there was an Andrew Jackson, actually. There was anyway, I had a bunch of relatives, honestly, most of whom are actually dead already, but actually maybe all of them now that I'm thinking of. But there was a whole group of relatives I had in the United States, in the South, who were named after various presidents, or they just a whole bunch of them. And I saw that and go, yeah, that might be my cousin. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Well, that happened in a lot of places. Managed to evade coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. I'm sorry. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with the expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate that was, until 1889, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. And I guess we're skipping on, culminating in the tragic collapse of darn it, I'm sorry, of 1918. It was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the death of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. A story that has happened in too many places. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's eldest son, Theodore, who had taken over for his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother Enoch V. Scarlet, sorry about that, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. So, I guess we'll just read. I'm kind of liking this history stuff. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. Yeah, and those big numbers like that, right? Both on my mom and dad's side, there's a bazillion of them. It's insane. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during the tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife, married Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. So a guy was in the wars, he got granted land, he was doing logging, he discovered coal, then the mining kicked in. All right. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. So he cheated the government, and then the guys taking over the coal mine basically cheated their workers to the point where safety was so bad a bunch of them died. It's always nice to find out about your ancestors, isn't it? Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. And I'm finished with this one. Wow. We got to do the folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Wow. Okay. A wampus cat. That sounds like fun. A large cat-like creature with a loud howling voice, often said to sound like a woman crying out in pain. Then we have Tommyknockers, enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures known for causing mischief, and a Talipo, which is completely different from Tally-ho, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. Alrighty. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the wampus cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and by wearing a bobcat mask tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from a story of a woman who wore a pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares goes against tradition. Ooh. Well, the stories don't get any better, do they? Ooh, look at this one. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. Ooh. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creature takes stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Let's hope a Tally-po is more fun. It's a dog. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Do you see it? I can't see it. Ooh. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. Okay. Guess this will have to do, he said to the dog, and threw the tail in a pot to cook a soup. This is going to go well, right? He and the dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. Did it though? The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, the dog curled up at his feet. Uh-oh. He woke to the sound of a log tail nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been. And in the gloom, he saw 2 big yellow eyes staring right at him. I want my Tally-po, a high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. Go away, he screamed at the thing. Ooh, here it comes. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. I want my Talipo, the creature growled again. I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. Oh, here come the little claws. I want my Talipo. Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out toward the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. No one is sure if the creature... Okay, you're done here. I'm done here. Wow. Close the book and put it back. I think I'm done. Yep. If we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disaster as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Kitty! Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Hey, Pixel? Pixel? You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Look at this. Look at the poor little Gretchen. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. Oh, how have you been? They're buds. Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Licking its little thing. Haha, don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Aw, yeah, snack time. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Hey, Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? Yeah. I'm an indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. Just hang out in the library. Especially now that our house got haunted. Ooh. Wait, your house is haunted? What? How'd you know? The cat told me. What? Pixel told me. Go for it. Ava is either psychic or she can talk to animals. It's a long story. Yep. Just roll with it. We've been living in the library. They're living in the library. Oh my goodness. It's been great. Way more snacks. Way more scritches. Except sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up. What kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises? Objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places? What? Oscar, don't get her hopes up like that. Oh, nothing like that. Sorry. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood. Oh, well, no, it's nothing like a few random noises. It's just blood, keeps seeping up. I mean, it's no big deal. I don't know what the problem is. And I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. So, it's not the house creaking on a windy night. It's just blood all over the floor. It'll be fine. You've seen a full body apparition. Can I see it? Stella is insane. It's probably just a dirty pipe or something. But what if it's a ghost? Okay, it's totally a ghost. Let's go bust it. It's worth looking into. It's probably very normal. It's worth looking into. Y'all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night. Yeah, let's go in at night alone. It'll be awesome. And Stella goes, yeah, we'll be there. It sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creepy pipes. Yeah, I'll leave Pixel be. Did you see that look on in his face? The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. I'd better get back to shelving, says Oscar. Let me know if y'all need anything. Wow. Any luck with Rosalina? What were you saying about nuclear? Yes, tell me about the nuclear incidents. Because that's what I was wondering about. Man, there's so many things. Let's do that. You mentioned that. What were you saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Says Kanika. Yeah, apparently in the 60s, a B-52, which is a drink to me. If you guys ever had a B-52, look it up, go buy the stuff, make them, they're heaven, okay? The only problem with the B-52 is you can down so many of them so easily, and then all that alcohol hits, and you regret it. But they're really, really good. So in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple of bombs. Oscar says, fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree, and thankfully it didn't go off. At the time, our government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on descent. Oh, God. And Stella says, and 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Gretchen is the only one with the proper reaction to this. Just saying. I love the dog's face. Oscar says, right, its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. Wow. Most of it. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. See, I saw the thing scoring on the animals, and that's what I was thinking of, some sort of radiation poisoning or, something like. I wondered, if there was mining, if there's uranium mining or something going weird. Gretchen says, I'm sorry, did they say buried it? Y'all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. If the bomb was somewhere else, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Yeah. Kanika says, yeah, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. Not that we should be looking too hard at the disaster angle. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological. Stella says, look, you never know with radiation. Kanika says, we actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make you monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. Kanika says, I've missed this. Oh my goodness, where do we start? Any luck with Rosalina? I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it would happen overnight. This girl, like, she's a teen, but she's like, what, 12, 13? I don't know. She's been gone overnight. I'd probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Yeah. Why don't we help look? If there's a missing kid in town, that's probably way more important than whatever else we'd be doing, I think. And Oscar says, I don't think she's missing. She's just out with her friends and ignoring her poor old man. Man, he's taken this a lot better than I would be. Not that I don't appreciate your concern. I don't even know where we'd look aside from the old Maxwell place. What do teens even like to do these days? Oscar says, you don't have to worry about checking on her up there. I'm going there myself once I finish shelving. Just let me know if you run into her while you're out. Stella says, maybe we should go to the mines. There was that collapse a while back and a lot of people died. Maybe the ditchlings are here to warn us about something like that happening again. And hey, maybe we'll look out and run into Rosalina while we're looking around. Oh, and Kanika says, good, and hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. My goodness. That wasn't my, Do we have to? It seems like a lot of work. Tabitha can help us find out. An opportunity. I've been looking forward to get to know Tabitha. Would love that we're snooping around. Wow. Okay, I'm not sure why this is Kenai, but go ahead. I don't feel like I have much say in this, but okay. It just makes the most sense to start there, because I wonder. Stella says, can we make it quick? Just question a few minors and be done with it. The fate of the town might rest on our shoulders after all. Yeah, the only problem is Tabitha. She's not exactly going to be thrilled to see us snooping around the mines. And Stella says, we'll be sneaky. I'll make sure to be a good lookout. She'll never even know we were there. Gretchen looks way too happy about this. Stella says, look at us going out on a caper together. I've missed this. Kanika says, I've missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but I have been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. She continues, though there is something missing. And together they say, Reese. I really miss seeing that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Stella says, nope, I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. Katinka says, I didn't realize it was getting so bad, that poor guy. We could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Ava. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Kanika says, hell yeah, let's do it. All right, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. And he says he'll keep us posted. Wow. Okay, so we've learned something about the history of this place. We know that this guy is quite ill. We have a missing child. We have a dead body in the woods. Oh my goodness. Radiation or nuclear stuff has come up. Well, I'm going to pause right here and we'll save this one for next time. Thank you guys for being here. I'm quite liking this little story. I should just run with it and get a whole lot done. Until I see you next time, live your life happy and try not to go poking around mines late at night. Bye-bye.